Welcome to the El Gringo podcast coming to you from the land down under. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's only two of us today.
We have had one bite the dust.
Rest in peace.
Rest
Not
in-
literally, but
Rest in peace, Big Stern.
you are going to be missed. Corey, we'll see you next week. Hopefully.
We took a little PTO just without the pay.
See, we're getting worn out. We're just so tired from all that work we've been putting in on these, and so we're well rested, and stretched out, and ready to get back at it.
We are ready to give you people what you want.
Give you the content.
And we love to do it too, so it's nice to be back. And Beef has a brand new phone.
Yes, I do. It's iPhone 14. We were doing the plastic axe throwing that my grandparents brought over. Shout out to my grandparents. It was a good time until it got a little dark and I had to use my phone to light up underneath it, which was dumb. And I threw it a little too low. It hit the phone, and then I couldn't call anyone. So that's what happens when you make dumb decisions.
Well, what was that, your first or second phone that you dropped it in a bowl of milk?
That was my first phone, and I miss it dearly.
You ruined it in a bowl of cereal.
God, that was a good phone, though, man. If I could go back and get one phone, okay, that was the only other phone I had other than my LG and then my iPhone 8. Rest in peace to all of them. The LG slide phone, whatever model it was, it had a keyboard underneath. You'd slide it, and that thing was indestructible. It went 8 feet under in a pool, wouldn't die. 2 weeks later, it had the little lines on the screen.
But it worked.
Yeah, but I turned it on, and it sounded like R2-D2, and then the lines showed up. I was like, oh, that phone's screwed. Put it in rice for 2 weeks and came back, and it started working. What killed it was I was texting probably like 10 girls that wouldn't want to text me back, I'm sure. And I dropped it in a bowl of milk.
You were.
And it was like finished cereal, just milk left. And that killed it.
My first phone, it was a tiny, like, half screen, half keyboard, and Lance Kippenbrock came over, and we were taking my phone, and I never used it. I had it. My parents got it for me for emergencies, but I never even took it with me. It just stayed at home. And me and Lance, this was the dumbest thing ever, but we did it for like 30 minutes. We would chuck my phone up as high as we could into my tree and just let it fall down. It did not break. And then we had a mini trampoline.
What made you think that was a good idea?
We had a mini trampoline sat out because me and the neighborhood kids would dunk on the basketball goals. So me and Lance decided it was a good idea to bounce my phone off the trampoline, and it bounced straight onto the road, and it was still fine.
That whole time was Lance like,
Firewood. Lance is a good dude.
I
He
hope you're watching this,
subscribed.
Lance.
He subscribed to us.
Thanks, Lance.
Shout out Mike Will.
Yeah, Mike Will, if you're watching this.
2 daddy long necks.
Mike Will and Mick Ubler. Mick, we've got a new pod for you, buddy.
Hashtag Chex Mix.
Chex Mix, comment it. If you're watching, which I know you are.
Let's ghost.
Yes.
Speaking of Mick, I really need my ears popped right now.
Oh,
And
you're popping?
And a back adjustment. So
I can't even hear out of my left ear right now. I think I have an ear infection.
I know how to pop it.
Don't
It'll solve it.
Okay, sweet. After the podcast, Richard. So I guess we're going to roll right into it.
Okay, so
Unless you got
for this episode of the podcast, we have decided to let the one and only CHAT GPT create us some topics. So it is coming in hot at you guys with some random CHAT GPT topics.
So here we go. So the first one. What's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
Oh, I know the most common dream I've had. And it like all of a sudden went away when I was at a certain age, but I would always have these dreams of just walking off. Like I'd just be walking in the desert for some reason and then just walk off a cliff. And it makes no sense. And then you'd feel like in your stomach, you'd be like, ooh.
I've never felt that, Richard.
I've had that.
Have you ever felt, or have you ever had the constant dream of like you go out, you're running towards the back of your house and you're running away from a tornado? Not just one, but like 3 of them are coming at you.
No.
And you're just feeling the suction. And you're so close, but yet so far away from the back door. This happens to me all the time.
I always I can feel myself jolt in my sleep and I'll be throwing a baseball.
Oh, and it's coming at you?
And then I just wake up.
A real quick kick.
I've had some though where there's a bad guy, a very scary looking guy, but for some reason there's some times where I'm really scared of these bad guys, but I've had a few times where it's a bad guy and they're super scary, but for some reason I just look at him and I can't stop laughing. And they even come up and stab me, but
sounds like my wife.
I don't care. I start laughing. It doesn't even make sense. I'm bleeding out, and then I just punch him in the face, and I start laughing.
I think you're insane.
I don't know. It's a weird dream.
Richard. Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
I feel invincible sometimes.
I wish I did. Okay. Is that all you got for that one?
Oh, yeah.
What was your first job, and what did you learn from it? Go ahead.
My first job was...
Papa John's.
It was a sort of job, but one summer I helped Luke Longy at my brother's current house. I helped Luke fix that up a little bit and paint some stuff and just tear out carpet and stuff like that. And we did that for a few weeks, 3 weeks.
How'd you feel working up in that attic before they put drywall and stuff in?
Yeah, it was. I know the worst. I always hated the most going in that basement though. Taking stuff down there. And there was so much crap down there.
What did it look like before? Because it's all just open concrete now.
There was all kinds of stuff in there. But I was terrified of that. I kept thinking that there was going to be a scary face pop up in that window down there, and I didn't like it.
Yeah. Imagine living there, Richard.
Yeah.
No, it's not scary. You just got to be tough, Richard.
I wouldn't like to live down there.
Oh, yeah. Well, whenever Mom and Dad kick you out, you'll be moving in with us, Richard. Okay. My first job, actually, I worked at the place that owns where I work at, which happens to be a franchise, but they own the store. I started out there, and here I am 7 years later working for the same company. It's my junior year. And
they just feel bad for you.
Yeah, they felt bad for me. I mean, I've learned a ton. That's like being my first job on to now 7 years. I mean, whatever you can expect to learn in that amount of time. They sent me over to work on machinery, basically. Not that I'm I'm not the head mechanic or anything, but I'll work on smaller jobs and, you know, load customers. I've learned there are a lot of great people in this world, and there are a lot of idiots. I didn't say that, but I mean, not just there, but just anywhere else. But I like the people I work with, and I think I don't know. I think it's been a great experience. It's been good for me.
Yard goat is basically my first real job, and I've learned a lot about leading a lot of different people. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Maybe yelling at people at times and threatening them.
Possibly threatening them.
Yeah, threatening
Yeah.
at times. But I love all of them, and it's been a good time working there. And
It's always a good time.
I've learned how to, because I hated taking the stuff out. And not saying I really enjoy it now, but it's definitely getting easier every time I work.
That's been a real
Just had to push myself through that.
Yeah, that's been a real obstacle for a lot of kids there, is taking stuff out because they're not that they're not social, but I mean, when you have to go out and, like,
You got to
a room full of 70, or it's probably 80 some people, and more sometimes, it gets a little overwhelming. And
you got to deal with the good and the bad.
and you're definitely bad, Richard.
Sometimes you just got to tell the customers
To get out of the way.
Just get out of here.
Yeah. If you could, okay, I got it. You good with that one?
Yeah.
So, let's see. What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
What's yours?
I gotta think, because, I mean, there are so many of them.
When you got pulled over?
No, that wasn't even like,
Drew?
that wasn't really, it was embarrassing, but it wasn't, I mean, we kind of knew that could possibly happen. Oh, wow.
Come on, Beef, ramble on a little bit so I can think about it.
I don't know. Usually I have 3 people talking ahead of me, so I usually have some time to come up with one, but man, this is rough. Come on, Corey. Where are you?
Corey, please.
Come back.
Please come in.
Okay. I mean, I noticed, well, I saw that people noticed one time whenever I was nervous to go on a ride at Disney World, and I crapped myself pretty much. I laid a big green cloud, and the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, like the most, like, non-intimidating ride there has ever been. I was standing in line, and Dad's like, "What's that smell?" And I look back, and people are like, it's like, oh no. It's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So they knew it was me. And that was pretty embarrassing. I don't think it was the most embarrassing, but it's one.
I don't know, I think in class sometimes, I mean, when I was younger, most of the time I was always trying to have the loudest fart possible. And they actually called me in 3rd grade. I was nicknamed the Japanese bomber in Miss Zing's class because we would get in these massage lines. And I know Roger Hunter was always the one behind me. And I don't know how many times I laid some beef stew right in his lap. I mean, he was, and then I would get yelled at a little bit, and then my teacher bought Febreze. Just like, so when I would do that, she would have me lay face down and she'd spray it on my butt. So that got a little embarrassing.
She would come up to you and spray it right in your butt, Richard.
Yes. And then I had, actually in that same class, I made myself a snack one day for indoor recess.
Beef.
And it was cherry tomatoes, I think some ham and cheese or something, and I had it in a Ziploc bag. And I threw it like in my desk, and I ended up forgetting about it the whole year. So it went like 5 to 6 months in there. And I remember I didn't even know it was in there, but it was under like a bunch of papers. And at the end of the year, we were cleaning out our desks, and that bag was in there just filled with mold and everything else. It was the nastiest thing ever. And she like had me take a picture with it and everything else.
Do you still have it to this day?
No, it probably would have cured cancer, though.
Yeah, that's good. But you should have kept it. Could have made some money off of it. I have one embarrassing one. So I had, speaking of farts, I was in class. I always had a problem with this because it would give me anxiety if it got quiet in class, because then I really had to fart all of a sudden. And I always I didn't always get in trouble, but whenever it did happen, they're like, "Why did you do that?" It's like, I don't know. And we were taking a test, so it was super quiet, perfect time to get anxiety and have to, build a little pressure up. And so that happened. And for some reason, my instant reaction, like exactly the timing of the fart, I go, and I stood up with it and was like looking around, and my buddy he was sitting like right in front of me, facing me. He's like, "Dude, go out, go to the bathroom." I'm like, "I can't. She's gonna yell at me." But thankfully, our teacher was deaf, like pretty much. She was on, huh? I don't know. Because like I was nervous and I was trying to pinch my cheeks together, I think.
Speaking of farts, I had one last year coaching varsity baseball, and we were at Bossy Field, and I was in the dugout, and I let out a silent but deadly one.
Is it a church house creeper?
And all of a sudden, like nobody else heard it or anything. Like I knew I did it. And then all of a sudden, there's like 3 guys around me, and they literally start gagging. And they were like sitting there, and they're like, because there was a drain right in front of us, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, the sewer!" And they were like pointing at it. My dad, I already told Dad about it. Like I whispered to Dad, and Dad's like sitting there just dying because they thought it was the sewer. And all along, it was just my rotten
Richard,
butt.
Did you happen to eat your cherry tomato and ham
I ate my Wheaties.
lunch that you made that one time about 10 years ago?
I ate some beans.
Oh, well, that works too. That's nasty, Richard. If I can get into it.
I also got one that I'm not really embarrassed about. I mean, because I did.
So you're not embarrassed?
No.
It wouldn't qualify.
But I think it embarrassed everybody else that was with me at this moment in time. I was in the mall with my mom and one of my buddies, and Mom was just in the American Eagle shopping around, and my first instinct was, I saw the mannequin, I'm like, I'm going to pull my shirt up to the top of my head and just pose like a mannequin. So I got in the window for American Eagle, and I did different poses for about 10 minutes. And people would walk by and just like, "Oh my gosh, that's a real," and then they would start dying. But I did some good poses, and Mom was like yanking me out she saw me and she's like, "Get over here." But yeah.
That's I mean, is that all you got for that?
Yeah.
So I've got this next one. I'm gonna have to pull up a video. It's what is the best advice you've ever received? You can go ahead with yours.
Best advice? Are you going to do funny advice or real advice?
No, this is the best advice. Just hear me out.
I guess I'll do some real advice. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what the best advice I've gotten is. Just to not change, to be myself, I guess.
Just check this out.
And then, like, in sports, I was just, like, told, work your hardest, and everything will fall into place. And it did.
I had some advice from a middle school baseball coach. I won't name any names, but it was the best advice. A little inappropriate for this podcast, but it was. I wish I could tell it. It's not.
What?
So let me just move on. I don't know if any of you have ever seen the show. Check it out.
Fly like an eagle, don't be like a turkey.
But you just wait.
Oh my gosh. If you don't know, my brother and Check It Out is just like,
Here.
if you knew my brother, that is his kind of show.
Maybe this trumpet man will be my friend.
Just wait.
I wish I could play the trumpet. Worth a try. Steve, don't let the turkeys get you down. You gotta fly like an eagle, not be like a turkey.
That is great.
He said, Garrett, you can't let the eagles get you down. You gotta fly like an eagle and not be like a turkey. I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. So I've taken it to heart. All right.
All right.
I'm sure I've gotten really, probably better advice than that. Because, I mean, that one makes perfect sense.
That was some good advice, though.
It was great. So, this next one would be wait,
hold on. What was I telling Mom earlier? Oh yeah, I got some good advice. You can't lift it up if you don't lift it. And you can't lift it up if you can't lift it, or if you don't lift it, so that's all I gotta say. Shout out
to Mom.
Yeah, just shout out. And shout out to the sellout.
Yeah. Shout out to the sellout, Corey.
No, I was thinking the worst sellout.
Oh. Is his name forbidden?
I already said it earlier.
Big B. Brayton Stern.
But we did develop the best wiffle ball field in all of the land tonight, so...
We're going to have to, we're going to have to take this out to the field sometime soon. I mean, you have to get it finished yet. I can't look.
No, it looks good.
We
need to film some wiffle balls. That's what we're saying.
You got to actually have someone that's good at designing, Richard. Not you
Tonight
guys.
we had Johnny Cueto on the mound. We had Cody Bellinger at the plate. And we had Aaron Judge in right field. Shout out, Corey Abel was Johnny Cueto. We had B. Stern. Actually, he would be Big Poppy. And then I was Aaron Judge, just without Aaron because I'm about half his size.
Yeah. Yeah, you're crazy. Do you guys have the green monster this year? Remember when we
the
tried
fence is orange.
Orange monster.
We
tried to make an orange monster last year.
We do want to, though. I'm going to put it in left field.
No.
But center field, Center field and left field are bigger than right, so Beastern's already got an advantage.
Is Corey, or no, is Cotter gonna play?
Yeah. Yeah, me and Connor just bought supplies to make a strike zone.
Sweet.
So we're going to have that strike zone, and we're going to have to buy a big bulk thing of wiffle balls. Probably like 48 wiffle balls or 24 wiffle balls for the whole summer.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to buy more than that because I'm just gonna destroy all of them with my sheer power.
Yeah. Sure, beef.
I got
Beef
nothing
meets ball.
but
There's no more ball.
I got nothing but heat to hit on those things, so you guys better watch out. All you out there that might end up at this wiffle ball field, watch your lips. Watch your lips.
Watch your lips.
E money, effing almighty, coming for you, buddy. You'll be pitching on the mound. Watch your lips, buddy.
Beef can flatten a freaking
Shout
wiffle
out
ball.
to Evan.
That raw power.
Oh, I don't know.
He's got
It's
some raw
just
power.
too much.
It's a beefcake.
Yeah.
What is GP? What is it? GPT or GTP? What does CHAT GPT have for us? Huh?
Yeah, come up with a question for. You have it pulled up? Just pick a random question.
If you could, I have a question. If you could have any exotic pet, what would you get?
Well, I think we've done this before.
I don't think we have.
Yeah.
I think we've said our favorite animal. I don't know if we've said like one that we'd like to have.
I can tell you one, and I know someone's talked about it before on this, but a Komodo dragon. I think it was Big Gabe.
Yeah, that's Big Gabe. Or the Nighthawk.
The Nighthawk. The Nighthawk.
Yeah, dude, the Nighthawk.
If you guys
Actually, Big Gabe's wanting back on, so.
If you guys are just tuning into it, I promise you, we're about to bring some good content coming up. This is a warm up.
Yeah, we're getting back into it, but Corey
will be back. We'll bring in some new and some previous guests that we know you want back on,
Yes.
such as Big Gabe, Mick,
Lucas Taylor,
which he does not approve of this, but Luke,
No,
I don't know if you know yet, but
he will
he'll
be
back
back.
on.
Luke had a good time. He will be back on.
As much as he doesn't want to admit it.
He would rather do a disc golf round, though.
We could do that. So, and we will. We will.
Yeah, but Corey has homework tonight, so he should be back soon, hopefully next week.
So,
And we will have the A-team back together and hopefully get a guest next week.
we're looking for a fourth person. Put in your applications.
Yeah, applications.
We've got a great benefits. You know, a good laugh. Every
Free
time.
energy drink.
Free energy drink. We have a special seat over there for you. I mean, it's not the prettiest spot, but that's where I sit, and I'm demoting. I'm going to promote myself. You got to start out somewhere.
And you can come down to the Land Down Under and watch a podcast live for $5.
Yeah. That would be great. That's a good idea.
$5 donation to the boys.
$5. All you have to do.
We will donate it right back into Raider baseball, baby.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
You come down and Land Down Under, give me $5. It's going to go to a good cause.
We have 6 seats. And we can have more than that.
Oh, we can pack this place.
Yeah, we could pack it. So tell your friends. Yeah, that's about it. Tell your friends.
Don't tell too many, though.
Yeah.
Just about one.
We're thinking maybe 10 people at a time.
You could be playing ping pong or heck, you could even be making a 10-foot putt in golf. I mean, and a disc golf putt.
It depends though if it's a distraction.
No, I think it's all right.
Yeah.
We can have a cat down here for you.
Yeah, for emotional support. Yeah, did you even name your exotic pet?
No, I haven't yet.
We're just riding
riding
off the rails on this one.
You said Komodo.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think I'd either go with if I knew it wasn't going to kill me, I would say a big grizzly bear or a tiger. And I just want to hug a big grizzly bear if it wouldn't kill me.
Oh yeah.
I would
Why
just
do they
give it a big bear hug?
Why did God think like why did he what made him have to make those massive terrifying animals so cute? Like
Yeah, like look at beef.
It's like, wow, I want to go up and hug that Kodiak and it's going to rip my face off. I don't know.
We got a good representation right here. You look at him, like, he could rip your face off, but then
no,
so
that's
cute.
different. No.
You're just a cute
Well, thanks,
beef
Richard.
ball.
Thanks. Well, those big bears are cute, but they will rip your face off. That's a thing.
Or a chimp.
Yeah. Charlotte Nash.
I want to hear Big Gabe's thoughts on a chimp.
Big Gabe, I hope you're out there just
This
letting
thing
the
we
thoughts
call-
brew in your mind
Oh,
right now.
he already told me. He said he has all kinds of topics and stuff he wants to say. That's what he told me. He's told me it twice.
So this next week, I guess we just decided we're having Big Gabe on.
If he's able to.
If
Because he also said he has to do this EMT class or something. So
Yeah.
he's not going to be home for a while. But, Big Gabe, we want to know what your thoughts on evolution are.
And also, Adam Yoakum, if you're out
Evolution.
there, shout out to you. Random shout out. Comment in the sections below what you want to hear from us.
Yeah, Mr. Yoakum. We need to have him on.
By the way, I hate Edie and Purdue. Sorry. He's a goon. Might be a good kid, but he's a goon. I don't know.
He's a cute kid.
Yeah, he's pretty cute. So what's the topic next?
Do you have another one? Do you not have
Hit
any
us
other
with
ones?
another question. If we could have dinner with anybody, dead or alive, who would it be? John Stamos.
I'd probably say my great uncle Abraham Lincoln.
He's an uncle. I thought he was a cousin.
You know, he might be my grandpa.
He
be
could
honest.
be. Yeah,
Just-
we're actually the Lincolns. If you didn't know, we're
We-
not the Barnetts.
We actually are related to Abraham. So if you haven't heard in the past, we are related. I am Abe's blood.
We
And
came up with Lincoln logs.
yeah, I mean, I just want to know how to chop down a tree.
Well, I can tell you how.
I'm sure some of these around here, he put a nice axe into it.
Yeah.
And he was a great wrestler, so.
Yeah, that's something that I saw something about a fact that most people don't know as one of the topics. That's one. Abraham Lincoln was like, he was past, I don't know what level of wrestler, but he was like one of the best
Yeah.
at the time. They said he was fantastic.
If I could have two people in the same room
Crazy.
to eat with, I would pick Abraham and John Wilkes Booth. You know, just to see how it'd go.
You know, Richard, a positive and
And
a
by the way, we don't like the Booths.
positive and a negative makes a negative, Richard.
Well, you know, if I'm there to protect Unc Gabe's, or Abe, I mean,
Gabe's.
big old Gabe, Yeah, if I was there to protect Abe, though, he'd be fine.
Yeah, he would still be alive today.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
Or, what's his name? Rod
Rod Stewart.
Kimbrell.
Who?
Hot Rod
Oh, Rod Kimball.
Kimball, yeah.
Stuntman,
Yeah.
Rod Kimball.
I wanna meet him. It's a pretty cool
It's
dude.
just Andy Samberg, Richard. You can go to Hollywood and meet him. No,
Or Uncle Buck.
yeah, John Candy. No, let's see. Who would I have dinner with? Hopefully, it's not. No, that's too easy.
Catherine Taylor.
No. Trust me, I don't want to eat another meal with that woman.
She'd steal your food.
No, she steals
If I ate with
my money.
Louis, she'd be like,
No, someone. Let's see. Oh. Grandma AG is cooking. I want to have another Thanksgiving meal with her. That would be fantastic.
with all the great
She-
grandmas.
Just all of my grandmas, just fantastic cooking. I just remember specifically going to the Dale Community Center every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, and there was always this butter puddle over the mashed potatoes, and you knew it was going to be so good. And she had this, Dad has tried to clone her stuffing, and it's never been the same. Never. It's I don't know. She did something and she probably left it out. I think it was love.
Yeah, she made it with love.
She made it with love. Dad made it with
Dad
just
made it
pure
with
regret.
Hatred.
He made it with some allspice and pure regret. So it just isn't quite the same as what I remembered. But yeah, if I could eat, I kind of changed that question a little bit to who's cooking.
Oh, I got another one.
Man, that was just
If you could, if you could have any chef in the world make you food, which chef would you pick?
here. Listen to this one. Did you know Elon Musk's brother, Kimball Musk,
Oh yeah.
is the richest chef in the world? I mean, he owns the restaurant company or whatever. So, I mean, I don't
Yep.
know if he's the best chef.
What chef would you pick?
Joel Robuchon.
What?
Yeah. You don't even know who that is, do you? I think that's how you pronounce it.
I'm picking
Gordon Ramsay.
Bobby Flay and Gordon Ramsay
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
You know,
And Alton Brown.
Oh, yes. Good Eats with Alton
Yeah.
Brown. That made me so hungry whenever I was a kid
He's
watching.
a cool guy. I don't care if you think that show's annoying.
He's kind of dorky,
show
but
is
I love
awesome.
his stuff. You know, I watched that recently. It was the cornbread episode.
Alton Brown reminds me of like an eye doctor.
He does. He's kind of twitchy and
Maybe that's just because my eye doctor's like kind of looks like that.
no, he does not.
Well, he's
Richard.
kind of. I don't know. They're both kind of like.
Be nice, Richard.
No, he's a good dude.
Oh yeah. No, I think they just seem very intelligent. Is the proper? They're like way beyond us.
Sometimes though, I think it gets. It just gets dumb where they're like sitting there like trying to describe this certain food and they're like, it's just the perfect amount of zest with a punch of heat and a little dripping of cream.
It's like, you know, the only way I can understand what you're talking about as if you put it right in front of me and I try.
They don't know what they're talking about. They're just saying random crap.
You know, the worst person was that. What was that freaking short, chubby dude with like the 8-ball looking head? You know,
Yeah. I know
was
what
his
you're
like
talking about.
Ron or
It's on. What's it called? The
he had no business.
Man Fire Food.
He had no business being on that show. He didn't know anything about food.
Oh, I mean, I think he did, but
But that
he
one
doesn't know how to describe it.
at the end of the episode, it was like something like say a bowl of cereal, or no, it was something that made no sense. He was like, he said it as quick as he could, because it was getting over with. But he said it was like super creamy and citrusy, and it was something like literally not even near that. It made no sense.
Yeah, he does.
It was like just a piece of raw chicken, and he's like, it's all creamy and citrusy, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
No,
and
I
they don't lack any confidence either. Those chefs, for some reason, they got some confidence, and I don't really understand.
Look what
why.
they're doing.
Well, yeah, but like,
Oh, you're talking
it's
about.
almost like a.
Are you talking about just any random? Or are you talking about on a specific show like?
No, like those chefs that
Gordon
are
Ramsay?
on shows for some reason and not even on shows. Just I think like
It's because
top level chefs for some reason just
It's because their food's making
They're
its
kinda-
way on TV.
they're kind of cocky as heck.
Well, yeah, it's because their food's making its way on TV with all these weirdos like that one with Man Fire Food.
Yeah, Carnival Eats.
Yeah. Oh,
I actually like watching that, but
I don't know. It
it has
kind
to
of
be
makes me
grandma and
sick.
grandma and grandpa's. I mean,
That just like gives me heartburn and everything else just watching that.
oh yeah, that's another question. What is your favorite carnival food or fair food, whatever?
Oh, okay. Walking tacos. Fest food, I should say. Local fest. Without a doubt. Walking tacos. I think it's the local Pentecostal church. They made the best walking tacos. And the breaded tenderloin.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I also like I don't even think Raider football has a stand anymore, but the Raider fries were good.
Oh, the skin on.
And
oh, yeah.
what else is there?
Well, there's elephant ears.
The
There's funnel cakes.
Strombolis from the band. Those,
Oh, yeah. I was going to say that same thing.
those are good. And
They don't have those anymore.
And then
Sadly.
for dessert, they had the fried apple.
Oh.
They had like
Apple dumpling
the apple dumpling
with ice cream.
and
Oh.
the best chocolate shake at the Kiwanis.
Shout out to the Kiwanis.
And it's like it was $1, but now it's $2. It's still not bad.
Ooh.
I'm
No, I
my
know.
parents. There was one time my dad
It
gave
makes
me.
a difference.
He gave me a $10 bill.
It didn't
Like
get
it was
you
like
far,
3
did
or
it?
4 years ago, and I ate 5 chocolate shakes and spent the entire $10.
Did you eat or drink them? How would you describe a chocolate
I don't know
shake?
because you
It
can
depends.
you can do either with
Yeah,
those.
it just depends if you wait a little bit.
I think the best ones are the ones you could do either because it shouldn't be too thick,
Yeah.
but it should be a little runny.
Hey, speaking of which, you know how DQ always says you get the next one free if they tip it upside down and it spills
It
everywhere?
doesn't make any sense.
Well, they never do that. I watch them hand me blizzards all the time, and I guess they've given up on that. The high schoolers, at the local one, they
Yeah,
just don't
they
care.
don't care about it.
Don't want to be there. And so they just hand you this and just hope you like it. And I mean, it's obviously going to taste good, but man, I really want to test it out. I want to make them tip it over and see if it'll just...
What's that lady's name?
Doris.
You all want some ice cream? Ice cream.
Were you there with us that one time? Me and Mom and Dad.
Probably.
Where that guy got his whole arm in the oil.
Oh yeah, yeah, I did.
And
I don't
he was-
really remember.
he
I
was
remember it, but I don't.
He was yelling cuss words back there, and he was in so much pain. And then I
Why
don't
did he
remember if
think
to the
frying his arm
He was
was a
going to the
good idea?
hospital or something.
What? I'm
And
sure.
Doris was like not having it. Like he was like in so much pain, and she was like,
Why would you stick your arm in the fryer?
I'm sure he had it coming because I've went in every time you go in there, they're all messing around. They're like pushing and shoving each other and stuff. I'm totally ratting. I'm totally dogging on them because it's true.
the best thing that I always did there was we'd go there with some buddies like on the mopeds, and you say you're getting water, and then you just fill her up with Sprite.
Oh yeah, yeah. They never saw that coming.
Doris started watching though.
Oh yeah.
She would watch you.
She'd give you the eagle eye. Yeah, you could hear her coming. Ah! She would soar in and pick the cup right
what-
out of your hand.
What's your favorite Dairy Queen Blizzard?
Blizzard? Oh, Royal New York Cheesecake Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically a medium size because it's never enough for the... Okay, maybe I'm the only one that thinks this, but towards the bottom, the cheesecake bites get bitter. I don't know what it is, but they start tasting bitter to me.
I don't know. I think maybe it's because it's so cold.
Yeah. Maybe
I
I'm getting
never-
frostbite.
I never had that. But I think my favorite, I have two. One of my favorites is definitely the New York cheesecake, and then the other one is seasonal, and it's the pumpkin pie Blizzard. And I love pumpkin pie, so that one's good. And then they had a mixed berry cheesecake for in the summer.
Listen here,
And
Rich.
I don't remember the last time I've had Dairy Queen. Actually, I guess tonight. They got us a ice cream cake from Dairy Queen, but other than that, it's been like 3 months since I've had Dairy Queen. But I do love it.
Listen here. Don't you get a big head on yourself for me giving you credit here because it's not that impressive. But the cherry caramel shake that you pulled out of your butt whenever we were kids
Yeah,
was killer.
that was
It was a custom shake. He decided one day he told Dad, he's like, I want a cherry caramel shake. And so Dad's like, okay, we'll get him a cherry caramel shake. We all tried it. And I mean, obviously it's not like something like, whoa.
no, it kind of was.
But
It was good.
it was something so simple yet something so freaking good.
Because Dad,
It was amazing.
whenever I told Dad to get me that, he was like, "What?" And the only reason I got those two things because cherry and caramel were like two of my favorite things.
it's
So I
simple.
got that, and then Dad tried it, and he's like, "Oh my goodness!"
So we all started getting them.
Yeah, everybody got it then.
It was just a Barnett family secret, thanks to Richard. But yeah, good job. That was a good
That's
one.
what I do.
Speaking of like ice cream cakes and stuff, what's that big meringue ice cream cake that Grandma makes?
Oh, Alaska or
Baked Alaskan.
baked Alaska.
Is it Alaska?
Alaska?
Oh, okay.
That thing is great.
I'm not a huge meringue fan.
Oh, it's good on there. She does that homemade.
But it's basically Neapolitan ice cream with meringue on top.
She actually had 2 or 3 different ice creams, and then but then she put them in layers. Like it was like cherry,
It's
and
basically
pistachio,
oh
and something else, and then there's cake in there, isn't there? Yeah,
Is
there's
it-
cake in the middle.
is it chocolate? I can't remember.
No, I think it was I don't know. But anyway, then there's
It's crazy. It is like it's wonderful.
then she puts meringue on the outside and then she torches it. Oh my goodness.
You know the desserts that we get between our grandparents, like Grandma Patty and then Mama. Mama is
Yeah,
she makes the blackberry dumplings
What
for
about- what's
every year for Mom's birthday.
the custard.
The what is that? The Irish
It's like Danish or something. No, it's
Swedish cream.
Swedish cream.
Yeah, we're close. Something ish cream. It was
That-
Swedish cream, and it has fruit on top.
Oh. You know she has the recipe for the fat and sassy.
Lemonade.
No, well she does have that too.
That's amazing.
But what's it called? The bread pudding.
That was the best dessert ever made.
So
was
good.
Fat and Sassy's bread pudding. If you haven't had it, well, I'm sorry, but you can't try it anymore because unfortunately we're missing Fat and Sassy's. Yeah, just have to meet up at my grandma's house. So,
Speaking of grandmas, wait, what were you gonna say?
go ahead.
I just had a new topic for us.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say with summer approaching, we could talk about some funny swimming pool stories.
Perfect. So, go ahead. You got one? I've got one.
You go ahead.
Okay, and this involves you. You about killed me. I think you can all kind of see where this is going. So, I don't really remember everything about this. I just remember about drowning. So I was just making my way down to the deep end. My brother has floaties on. And this, or no, you didn't.
No.
No, you were just hanging on me because, you know, I don't know if you're trying to save yourself and kill me or if you're just trying to kill me or I don't know.
Probably both.
But I was trying to keep my head above the water and like Corey would do, I was going and yeah. And eventually, Mom, I don't know what she was doing, but she finally, I think, like woke up from a tanning session out there and flipped her little like sun goggles off, and she's like,
Hey!
and she went over there and she's like,
Get off of him! Get off of him!
sacrifice yourself. And he finally somehow jumped off of me. And I just sat against the side, just spitting water out and crying. It was miserable. Yeah, go ahead.
I loved using my body as a torpedo. And I would nail beef with my head. And like I would kick off the wall and just spear him with my head. Or it was either that or
That's why he has brain damage now.
we also did this torpedo game where we were in the shallow end. We had two people on each team,
That hurt.
and you just like launch this torpedo in the water, and if it touches the other team's wall, then you get a point. And we just did that forever, and I love doing that. And then for a while, I started like doing these backflip dive things, and I was like jumping off and then diving backwards. So I guess it was like half of a backflip, and I would do that. And the one time I just completely racked myself on the water, and I was done for like hours afterwards. I went home, had to spread eagle on the. This is another thing. Is one of the best feelings in the world. You go lay down. No clothes on.
Fan blow.
Spread eagle. Yeah, with some fans blowing.
Oh, yeah.
especially when that down there is not feeling too great.
That's what you got to do, Richard.
We've definitely had a lot more. We could tell them about Mr. Yoakum and Molly in the pool.
Which story?
With
'Cause, like,
Molly's cup.
oh yeah. So we've went to Mexico with a certain group of people a couple of times, and this first year we went. Of course, so the main group consisted of like friends like the Yokums, Adam Yokum, shout out. Some of the best times ever. Actually, like
Yeah, it was.
probably the best trip ever.
We need to go back.
Which we got to make another trip. But we, so Adam and Molly were fighting, just kind of, they were casually interrupting a game of pool volleyball with their fights, and Yogi was like, "Kids, get out of the pool. Kids, stop." And I was like, "No, it's going over. It's going over." And Molly had and this was non-alcoholic, strawberry daiquiri, and all of a sudden they were fighting, and then Yoakum's hand might have hit the bottom of the cup, and you just hear a perfect gulp, gulp, and then the water just fogs up
It was
around
hilarious.
him. It was so funny. It was exactly what their dad was telling them not to do. And they interrupted the game and made a mess in the pool. It was funny. It's totally worth it.
Another funny time about that trip was, I guess it was the trip before that.
The birds
When
pecking the
we were
mayonnaise
us,
packets.
yeah, that was funny too. But us three were in the ocean, and all of a sudden this like storm comes in really fast.
Oh, that hurt.
And it started raining, and the rain felt like needles hitting you. Like
That-
I've never
it
felt that in
hurt
my
bad.
life. The rain hurt really bad.
Hey, you remember that? You remember that time, and that also in that first trip where I stole your roast beef sandwich, that happened to be.
Yeah,
That was the
that
absolute.
makes me so mad.
That was the best roast beef sandwich I've ever had. Not only because, I was taking it from him, but and it upset him because like he never thought to get another one for some reason that whole trip. Mom told me I could have it.
Yeah,
And so that made
really
him
mad.
even more mad, so it was even better for me. And it was just a great sandwich. 5 stars. Great.
Yeah,
Thanks, Royal Haciendas.
I ordered that sandwich, and I wasn't even gonna get back in the
It
pool
was
for
so
volleyball.
good.
And they were all, like the rest of the group was all in there. They were like, "Quinn, get in here. We need you to play." So I couldn't just not go in there. So I went to play, and I came back like 30 minutes later, and I was like asking Mom, I was like, "Where's my sandwich?" She's like, "Oh, I told Garrett to eat it."
She did.
And I was so mad.
This is no
And then he
jo-
tells me it's the best one he ever had, and that makes it even
No,
worse.
and I'm not even joking either. It was like sauteed vegetables on it. The cheese was perfectly melted. It was like on the quesadilla, that Chihuahua cheese. And then it had this like steak, like roast beef
Those steak
on
quesadillas
some
down
hoagie bun. It was,
Those steak quesadillas at that one were so good. They had the guac and the pico de gallo and the sour cream on the side.
listen here. So, and this is no joke. So, it was, say, in a room with my brother, this idiot over here, Adam Yoakum, and Audra Hoaxing. The 4 of us had a total of 13 plates. One night, actually,
It wasn't just us in there.
that was,
No, Molly and Cora,
well, we
they
had,
were in there too.
okay, I know each night I had at least 2 plates. Because I would get quesadilla, I would get,
For room, you're
A
talking
s-
about this last place?
yeah, room service.
Yeah.
This is room service. Like, this isn't even,
This is after
We-
we just ate every single meal.
We do what, for some reason, a lot of people don't do whenever they go to these all-inclusives. I don't think people understand. You're paying up front to eat as much as you want. You can't do that in Florida.
So get sick.
You can't do that in the United States, so do it like while you can. So we ate until our stomachs were puffed up to like, and I'm telling you, you might not be able to eat much. Like you might have you might just be one of those that you kind of eat like a bird. Well, when you go to Mexico, it's a whole different thing because you have free food everywhere you walk.
And it's all really good.
It's all
and
fresh
you can eat
and
whatever you
cooked,
want.
and they have like every 2 feet there's something to eat, I swear. And so you have to eat. You can't just walk past the mangoes, or you can't walk past the coconut that's just I mean, that's kind of one of the more boring ones, but yeah. They literally, one day, we were just out poolside. We had just eaten breakfast, a whole buffet. I had 3 rounds, probably almost 4. I don't know. And I had eaten so much then already and drank so much green juice. And then then this cart comes rolling
say
out
hello to Ruthie.
at about 10:30.
This is Ruthie.
Hey,
She's
Ruthie.
the best kitty ever. Hi.
She just looked at you.
She's a good girl.
Hey, you remember
And there
that?
she goes. Cat
Come
look.
back here. Sit down.
She's a
Be
good girl.
guest.
I got the best kitties ever. Oh, yeah. She even gave you guys a meow.
Let's do another.
All right. If you're still listening, say #meow.
Mick, #meow. Adam Yoakum, #meow. You know the drill.
All right. That was a pretty good episode.
Well, one more thing. With that, what I was saying was about 10:30, that hamburger and French fry cart comes out. And that was the one that did me in. I had too much at that point. I had 2 hamburgers or cheeseburgers and a plate of French fries, and I was done. So, the cat says hello, and we're about to say goodbye for the night. Sorry, this podcast wasn't. We didn't have any special guest or anything for you. I just got a mustache from her tail. So she's quickly ending this episode. And
she's taking the show.
we're really going to miss you until next week. So I hope you guys have a great week. And don't forget about us. We're coming back. I promise. We'll make it happen. We'll bring some new energy drinks your way.
We are gonna do
Quinn
an
and Corey.
energized new version because we will get the mics working.
Quinn and Corey decided that they were going to be sober from energy drinks, and I don't like that. So we're going to get them back into it and to fuel their addiction that they previously had.
I only have 1 a day, sometimes 2.
Well, to bring them back, so hopefully they relapse. You guys should comment in the comment section below, and say caffeine. I don't know.
that was a big fail. That was an L. You should hold up an L.
Just
in your
say
head right
caffeine. It's pretty lame, but just do it.
It's good to be back. And we will try to keep these going every week. And we love you guys.
Every Friday.
We love you guys, and yeah. Peace out.
Peace out. Thank
The
you all.
Gringos. Peace out.
Peace out.